battle to be in the lineup. Now, the Suns are favored by 6 points at home in Game 1, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. Chris Broussard back with us. Marcellus, you worried the Bucks are rushing Giannis back?
No, I'm not worried at all. And I'm speaking from experience. I had a hyperextended knee before. And Giannis, you don't have to fight tooth and nail to come back. You need to fight ice and stem. Bring your butt back. All it takes is to reduce the swelling and deal with the level of pain. Think about it. When you hyperextend your knee and you obviously put that pressure on your joint, you stress it out. Your muscles, at least structurally, he was fine, so they're intact. Your bones, strong, they're intact. So now it's just about, let's reduce the swelling so therefore you can have a level of pain that you can manage and go out there and perform. Now, the pain in your body is always telling you what hurts and how much it hurts. It's funny, people always thinking like, oh, can I play or not? Listen to your pain. Your pain will tell you exactly, because it's telling you exactly what your body is feeling and going through. So you're not telling your pain anything. Your pain is leading that monologue. All I know, if Giannis does come back, we've all heard this before from doctors. Well, if you come back, the chances of you risking further injury is minimal. In this one, they're actually telling the truth. They lied to KD when he came back in the finals a couple years ago. Sometimes they get it wrong. In this situation, you can get it right, because he will not be able to even participate if the level of pain and swelling is too much. So if you see him out there, it's because he can manage it and he can go out there and perform. Oh,
no.
Oh, what they doing?
No.
They doing in Philly?
They are rushing him back, and it is going to be to the detriment of the Bucks and the detriment of the entire organization. Why do I know that? I'm looking at the past. What happened when the Lakers rushed AD back? What did AD give them? 6 minutes, no points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. What happened when the Nets rushed James Harden back, Game 5, against the same Bucks? What did James Harden give them? 45 minutes. 0 for 8 from 3, 1 for 10 from the field, 5 points in 45 minutes. They are robbing Peter to still not pay Paul. They just robbing Peter. And that's going to be the problem if you rush Giannis back. You're going to rob Game 1 to still not be able to pay Game 2 or Game 3. Fact of the matter is this. The Lakers lost the game. AD came in and played 6 minutes and left. The Nets won the game that James Harden played those 45 minutes. But not because of James Harden. They won it despite James Harden. They won it in spite of James Harden. They won it because KD dropped 49, 17, and 10. If the Bucks are to win this game, they would be winning it because of Middleton, not because of a hobbled Giannis Antetokounmpo. Don't rush him back. Don't rob Peter, particularly if you can't pay Paul anyway. Just let him chill and play Game 2, Game 3.
I disagree, Acho. I don't think they're rushing him back for a few reasons. One, they're a cautious organization, all right? There's no reason for them to rush him back. They're going to err on the side of caution. They just signed this guy to a 5-year, $228 million extension. So they're looking at the long game. Sure, they want to win the championship and have their best chance to do it, but they also don't want to risk injuring him seriously by rushing him back. So I don't think they're bringing him back too fast. You mentioned Brooklyn. James Harden was like, look, I want to get on the floor. This is what I came here for. This is what I almost ruined my image for by forcing my way out of Houston, was to play in these games. So he was pushing himself to get back, especially with Kyrie going that down. You mentioned Anthony Davis. Man, the Lakers are like, look, we got Anthony Davis. That's great. We done had players way better than Anthony Davis before. You know, we're not going to treat you with kid gloves. Get out there and play if you can. You know, we done had better players than you, so that's nothing special. So I just think the Bucks, and also this, they played well against Atlanta without Giannis. And so if I'm the Bucks and he's not ready, there's a part of me that's like, let's get out there and see what we can do without him. Because if we either play him close or win without Giannis, now mentally we have the advantage within ourselves and against Phoenix. Because once we bring Giannis back, now we really hold the trump card. So I don't see why in the world they would rush Giannis back in this game tonight.
Let me rephrase it. Let's change the pronoun. Because I don't know if it's them rushing Giannis back, if it's Giannis rushing himself back. Either way, Giannis shouldn't be rushed back by himself or the team. Here's how we know he's being rushed back, CB. Because you don't go from out which we kind of all assumed he was, to doubtful, to questionable, now expected to play, barring something unforeseen, all in a matter of 3 hours. That's what happened with James Harden, y'all. Harden went from out to doubtful to questionable to likely to play. Giannis went from doubtful to questionable, and now I've seen some tweets about expecting him to play, will test pregame. That is rushed because you don't escalate up the injury depth chart or the injury report card that fast over a 3-hour period of time. So that's my first thing. My second thing, CB, the Bucks are 1-2 in game ones this playoffs. The Suns rather 3-0. So it's not like the Bucks are used to getting a head start. Bucks lost the first 2 to the Suns, then went back and won their next 2. Bucks aren't supposed to win the first 2 games anyway. They're not supposed to go hold the Suns' home court. Hold your own home court. If I'm the Bucks, just do what you can do to make sure that you win the 2 you're supposed to within the first 4. After that, let's dance. But don't rush Giannis out there, or don't have Giannis go out there prematurely, and then now you risk sacrificing games 2, games 3, games 4, etc.
Yeah, but Acho, you know our experience is our expertise, and injury reports are meaningless. I mean, think about
True.
how many times I was questionable on the injury report for 10 straight years. Like, you just throw them on there, and now all of a sudden we're gonna put all of the onus, all of the focus on what the injury report says. All injuries aren't created equal. Let's talk about tendinosis that started the chain of events for Anthony Davis. And I told you, Dr. Wiley was on the show months ago telling you about this tendinosis. I said, oh, Anthony Davis in trouble this year. Everyone giggled at me, including you, Acho. What did that turn into, Acho? The growing strain/tear. What did that turn into, Acho? Him going out there trying to repair his reputation for what, 1 minute of a game in the playoffs? And then, no, he had to shut it down. The question was, should he have played in the first place? I would have said, no, he's not going to be able to perform. The hamstring of James Harden, come on, man. That's something that, could he play? We're going to figure it out. And we found out he could play, but just not up to his capabilities. But he never had to depart the game again because of that same hamstring. But when you talk about a hyperextension, that's a whole different animal. Pain, swelling, joints are fine, structurally good and sound. Let's go, big dog. It's just that simple. So when you look at this, I don't want this team to have the impact and the negative effect of the uncertainty of Giannis. We got to make a decision, and I don't think it's going to be a rush decision because they're going to look at Giannis and see his performance level. It will dictate all the terms. No guessing necessary.
Yeah, and I think, and you alluded to it earlier, Marcellus, I think some of this may have been gamesmanship, right? Doubtful, questionable, expected to play. They're trying to get in Phoenix's head, and Phoenix will never admit that they're paying attention to this, but I'm sure they are. Is he playing or not? How are we going to play them differently if Giannis is there or if he's not there? They probably had 2 somewhat different game plans for Giannis and if he's not playing. So I think some of this, and it's smart. Look, he may not even be, maybe they know he's not going to play. Or maybe they've known since yesterday that he was likely to play. But I think all the different labels might have been a little bit of gamesmanship to mess around with the Suns' heads.
I give you some of that. Dr. Wiley certainly gives you some of that as I program in Acho's address because he doesn't respect my doctor credentials. But when, you know, I plug it into the Tesla, the GPS pops up. It says Beverly Hills. I'm in Beverly Hills. I don't see his house. I realize I'm sorry. Beverly Hills adjacent. And then I type it in. Oh, and then it starts getting dark. I start seeing buildings looking different, more graffitis. Okay, I'm by Acho's house. Look, the uncertainty goes both ways. I'll mind you of this, CB, in terms of play or don't play, because if we're sitting there as teammates, as the others who need to activate fully because you're not playing, we got to be careful of that because you're trying to play mind control over there in Phoenix. It could be playing some mind control issues on us as well. Think about it. Everybody's been to a pool party, and we call him the edge of pool dude. Y'all know the edge of pool dude? Dude, they'd be like, all right, he's sitting there in his gear, he fresh, he all right, he's sipping on some punch. I'm about to jump in. And yeah, the music stops. Everybody looking, oh, you about to go do it? Okay. And then he just stands there on the edge of the pool. Now I'm about to jump in. Okay, it's my, hey, y'all, by the time he's done with all of that, you sitting there like, dog, either do it or don't do it because you messing up the vibe right now. If Giannis gonna play, commit, bro. If you ain't, sit your butt down to game 2, like Acho said. Let's move forward. Coming up, we'll tell you Aaron Rodgers' comments about his